Hello and welcome to my channel, Grandma's Crafts. Today we're going to be painting these Halloween wooden ornaments. What I have here is a pumpkin, a ghost, a bat, and a witch's hat. Piece of black ribbon cut, a black Sharpie marker, and since I'm going to be making these as ornaments, I've got some gold cord cut up, some paintbrushes, used up gift card, and then the colors that I'm going to use to paint this is just brown, and we have black, we have spiced pumpkin orange, and then this one is pumpkin orange. Here we have lavender, and this one is also lavender, but it's two different shades. This one's light lavender, and this is, I guess, a darker lavender. I have some Dollar Tree or Dollar General white paint and some Royal Langsford titanium white. So let's get started. Let me first clear my area here. Now what I'm going to do to keep these ornaments in place while I'm painting them is I've got me some clear transparent tape. I'm going to stick it to the back of the ornament, and then this is a Lazy Susan, so I'm going to space these out on my Lazy Susan. Now, since the witch's hat is right here in front of me, I'm going to start out with that. Just take my paintbrush and see, I'm going to move these paints out of the way so I can have my palette closer to me. There we go. A little dab of do ya. Some dark lavender. We don't need much since we're just painting that hat purple. And then what I like to do, I'm leaving the holes unfilled because I'm, as I said in the introduction, going to make ornaments out of them. So I put this other paintbrush in the hole just to hold it down and in place. Now, a witch's hat to me is kind of a grungy look, so I'm not really trying to get an even coverage here. Kind of wanted to have that grunge look, like it's been worn a lot and tossed around. Now, while we're letting that witch's hat dry, we're going to move over here to my bat. And to me, bats are also kind of grungy. They live in dark caves. They probably get a lot of dust all over them. So my bat is not going to be solid black. So I'm just going to take my, just try and figure out how to do this so I don't block your view. Get me some black paint. And just paint over him. It's quick and easy craft. And this Lazy Susan makes it so easy to just go from one item to the next. Now, coming on the pumpkin. I like my pumpkin to be orange. But let me see. I think I'm going to start off with the darker orange. Because, of course, my pumpkin's not going to be just one color. And just a little dab of that. There we go. I like to use just a little bit of paint at a time. If I need more, I can add more, but the way everything costs so much nowadays, I don't like to. I try not to waste it. I do my best. Now, I purchased these ornaments in a large, clear, like a grab bag situation at my local thrift store. So I'm not sure of the original retailer. If I had to guess, it would be somewhere like Dollar Tree, Dollar General. But like I said, since I purchased them at the local thrift store, I'm not 100% where they came from. I just thought they were cute. My granddaughters like to do stuff like this, so I picked it up for a craft for me to do with them. Rinse the brush, and now the ghost. For the ghost, I'm going to start out with just my inexpensive Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I'm not sure where it came from. I've had it a while. And hold it down. Really, I don't even know why I'm concerned about holding it down. I just remember I got tape on the back of it. I just like to have something to do with my other hand. So we're just gonna give this a nice coat of paint. And of course, I don't imagine that a ghost is a solid white color either. I imagine it kind of grungy. It's been floating around through some dusty attics and old broke down mansions. So I'm going to try and convey that on my ghost. I don't know how good I'm going to do, but we'll have a good time doing it. Alright, so that first coat is on. Now let's get them dry. Alright, now that my ornaments are dry, we're going to go in for the second coat. And what I'm going to do with the witch's head is I'm just going to pick up some of this. I added some elephant gray to my palette also. So I'm going to pick up just a little bit of, let's see so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to dip in one corner like in the lighter lavender, and then another corner like in the elephant gray. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, oops, I almost put it on my bat. And I'm just going to do like a stippling, like you would do a stencil. Because, like I said, we want that. We're just going to do it in. That kind of brightens it up. Now we're going to pick up a little bit of black. Add a little bit of gray in there. And now right now it looks bright. But this is just going to be the most decorative witch's hat you ever did see. There we go. And I'm just going to continue this until I get the look that I want. So this is just about the look that I'm going for. And my witch's hat is, I wanted the witch's hat to be purple, but kind of dusty looking and faded in some spots. And I just kept going over with the gray and the purple and the black, with this stippling effect just to get the colors muted. And now what I'm going to do with my bat, same thing, but I'm trying to do it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to give the bat just a dusting of gray, because I imagine he's got a little dirt on him from flying around in the caves, and I don't know, to me bats are just nasty. You may like bats, but to me bats live in dirty places, and ugh, but they're fun to paint. So let's try to get like a really light coat, and I may have to go back over him with some black paint, and that's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's fine. The good thing about acrylic paint is it's just paint. And if you don't like the way it looks, you just go back over it. So I'm going to pick up some black here. And I'm going to go back over this gray. And I may have to do this a time or two. But yeah, that's that right there. That is the look that I'm going for. The dusty, dirty bat. You dirty, dirty bat, you. Okay. I'm just picking up just a light cut bit of gray where it already been stippled on my palette. My Dixie plate palette. I found out, you know, on the other side of this, I'm afraid to turn it over. I do it real fast though. I use the other side for one painting and use the back side for the next painting. So we're getting double usage out of the plate. Alright, so the bat is done. We'll wait and see how he looks. I bet you're wondering, what is she going to do to that poor pumpkin? Well, I'm going to put a little bit of bright orange, just a little dab of because I'm going to do that stippling effect. I like to have it some texture. And then, you know, pumpkins, they usually have that brown speckly stuff on their skin. And I think I'm going to add just a tad bit of yellow, because sometimes there's just like a little bit of yellow on their skin too. I just paint on the fly. I really don't have a plan. Are you with me? Do you do the same thing? All right, so let's do the pumpkin. We're going to pick up some, just like we did with the other ones, we're going to pick up a little bit of orange on one corner, a little bit of brown on another corner, and just a very little bit of yellow, but mostly brown. Well, I said brown and the orange, mostly orange and brown. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. I have to paint the stem brown too, so just kind of thinking out loud there. So here we go. And you know, pumpkins are in fields, so of course they're covered up in dirt. They really don't get all that clean till they get to the store or the nursery or wherever you're picking your pumpkin up from. Or if you grow pumpkins in your garden, you know pumpkins are dirty. They got all this brown stuff on them. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background. She's got the zoomies. It's a little bit more orange. I don't imagine a pumpkin being that dirty. And then when this gets dry, I am going to go back with a brown and put the lines on the pumpkin. Oh yeah, this is really coming to life. At least it is to me. What do you think? I think I need a little bit right there. Alright, and we're going to let him dry. Rinse out my paintbrush. Had to pull up a chair. My legs and back were starting to bother me. So let's go ahead and paint this ghost. And just like all the other ornaments, my ghost is not going to be plain white. While I'm doing this, if you'd like, go ahead and comment where you're watching me from. I sure like to know how far my videos are going. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Okay. Let's see if this witch's hat is dry enough for me to work on. I think. No. About the bat. Yeah. The bat is ready for me. So, what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to give that bat some yellow eyes. And I need a really short, stiff paintbrush to do that with because my hands shake really bad. That's not going to do it. I've got 2 cups full of paintbrushes. I know the one I want. Just having a hard time finding it. And let's see. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I think this one's going to do. If not, it's paint. And we can paint over it. To do this kind of detail work, I need my spectacles. Hang on just a second. Alright, I'm just going to pick up a little bit of yellow. I imagine they have glowing eyes. I've never seen a bat up close, but I don't know if yellow or green. So, but my bat, my choice. He's going to have yellow eyes. I just love painting on my Lazy Susan. I can spin it how I need the project to be. Usually, this is a glass Lazy Susan, so usually I just paint on top of it, but it's pretty dirty looking, and I wanted to have a nice white background for the video. There we go. What do you think? And some glowing eyes. My pumpkin's still wet too. So we'll keep working on the back. All right. I bet you're wondering, what is she going to do with that gift card? I taped over the best of it so it doesn't look like I'm plugging a company or anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick up some paint on my paintbrush. And then I'm going to, this already used. I'm just going to paint the edge of the card. Just like that. Just put some paint on there. Because I can't paint straight lines with my hands. Alright, so we're going to make some little creases in his wings. I imagine that they go like this. And like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And to me, that's just a representation of where the bat's wings fold out. I may be wrong. I don't know. Just looks good to me. Ever notice the first time you do something that's kind of then you go and do it the second time and it looks a little bit better. There we go. I want to brighten up his belly just a little bit. Not too much. I'm going to give him just a little dusting of some blackish gray on his belly. I've never seen a bat up close. I know the look that I'm going for. And then when I get done with these, I'm going to hang them in my windows so the neighborhood kids will know to come here and get some treats. It's not Halloween yet. It will be in a few days, though. I've kind of gotten away from giving out candy because the only one that benefits from the candy is the dentist. But I like to give out like fun bracelets or pencils or some little kind of brain teaser games that I pick up during the year at the thrift store. Something that they can use and doesn't put holes in their teeth. Sometimes I might, there you go. We're going to make a little bit lighter for his ears too. I imagine they're kind of like cat ears. They're a little bit lighter inside. Now we're going to go over that with some black. Darken it up a little bit. That one looks good. Now let's get this one to match. There we go. Pretty happy with that. My pumpkin's not nearly dry yet. I think my witch's hat is though. Now what I'm going to do on the witch's hat is I'm going to try and put some stars on it. Let's see. I need a finer brush than that. There we go. Pick up some black. If it doesn't look good, we'll just paint over it and go a different way. Something got on there. Okay. Well, first what I want to do, I'm trying to paint a crescent moon. Wish me luck. Just make it like a C. C. I'll come around here. I could have done the easy thing and used my Sharpie marker. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay. Now we're gonna go in these. I'm gonna go make some little lines right here, just indicating some creases. There we go. I'm going to put my black ribbon right there. I don't trust myself with the stars. We're just going to put some little dots here. Pick up a little gray. That's a comment. All right, now one more over here. Of course, the last one I do looks halfway decent. I don't like that. Go paint over it. See, it's just paint. I think it's good to people to see that what to do if you make a mistake. Just paint over it. To me, mistakes are just an opportunity waiting. See, I'm just going to paint like a little glow around that crescent moon. There we go. Dip the tip of my paintbrush handle and just make some white marks. Oh, that's so cute. See, I told you my mistake was just an opportunity. I think we're going to put some on the brim here. See, I'm just winging it. I had no plans to do this. There we go. Put some black down in here. And then once this dries, we'll go ahead and put that black ribbon on. Okay. Now we're going to let that dry. Mr. Bat's looking pretty good. I do wish those lines were a little bit more filled in. There we go. Like that. Awesome. Now for my pumpkin. Let me see. All right, in order to paint the lines on the pumpkin like I was wanting to do, I've got a little round circle. This is a 7-inch circle. I'm going to dip my paintbrush over here in some brown paint. I'm going to put the circle where I want it. And just do that. See how it turned out. Oh God, I hope it turned out good. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to have to wait for that line to dry before I could do this one. Well, we're waiting on it to dry. I'm going to go around his eyeballs with some black paint. All right, I got the pumpkin eyes, nose, and mouth painted. Now we're going to move on to the ghost. I'm going to trim his eyes out in black. Make him look super spooky. I'm debating whether to make my ghost a boy or a girl. I think we're going to make her a girl. We're going to give her some little blush on the cheeks. And I've got some orange ribbon over here that I can tie a bow on. See, I don't have any plans when I do this. I just wing it. Now right here, where his little sheet is up, where's my other brush? I'm going to grab me some white and just a little bit of gray. Kind of give him a grungy look in the folds of the sheet. I just want to do it real light. Kind of create like a shadow there. Go over that with some white paint, so I'll kind of mute it down. Perfect. I don't know if you can see that. Let me grab my pink paint from over here. Now this is where I do a little finger painting. I'm just going to take my pinky. I'm going to just dab it in there and get a little bit on my finger. Then I'm going to blot my finger on my palette. Get a lot of it off. Then I'm just going to give, since I decided the ghost is going to be a girl, I'm going to give her a little pink cheek right here. I dabbed off too much. Oh, now she looks like she went crazy with it. So, but guess what? It's just paint. I can get some white. Mute that down a little bit. And just continue doing this. Give her a little textured look here. That way it's not so flat looking. And I'm just doing the stippling. There we go. I messed up the eyes. Oh well. Just paint, just paint, just paint. I'm going to let that dry. Get back over it. Okay, so my pumpkin is dry. So let me go ahead and get the brush, some brown paint. And I'm going to put another line right. Let's See, there's his mouth right there. I'm just going to take my brush with some brown paint on it. We don't want it real dark, so. There we go. Now it's going to give him like a little yellow teardrop coming out of his little eyes. He's crying yellow tears. Now, let's fix the ghost. That black is still wet. He's a grungy looking goat. She's a grungy looking goat now. I think we're just going to leave her with a dirty, dirty face. There we go. You can still see the pink, so I'm cool with that. To fix her eye situation, just going to use my black marker. Go around. Now do her mouth. All right, now let me get the ribbons for their, and the ribbon for the witch's head and the ribbon for the ghost. And this is how they all turned out. I put the bow on the ghost, I put the ribbon on the witch's head, and then I put the cording on them so I can hang them as ornaments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you watch some more. Have a great day.